I'm just sat in the garden finding my feet, connecting with the land and arriving. So it's Saturday and apparently we don't work on Saturdays and Sundays, so I'm just like quite grateful actually to have this time to just sit, and I'm sat around what will be the fireplace for the sweat lodge, and we're going to be building it, but still very tired. I've been here a day, and it just so happens there's a temsicle in the city today, which I've been asked if I want to join, and so I'm having a yes time, so I said yes. I was the only non-Ecuadorian... Hi! The dogs. I was the only non-Ecuadorian person there, if that's the word. And yeah, everything was in Spanish, so I didn't catch all of it, but getting better. But everyone was just so lovely and so welcoming. Considering I've been here for a day, I've met loads of people already, and yeah, everyone just kind of, I felt like I was totally part of the whole day, not a foreigner, being the only foreigner, which was really lovely. And yeah, so it was we left here at 7:30 and we got back at 7:30 p.m. It was a whole day, and it was basically all ceremony. We spent a long time. First of all, I didn't do everything, but I helped with some bits. Moving the stones to the fires and making a fire, and then putting stones on the fire. To get hot, and then creating a pacha manca for cooking the food in the ground, an earth oven.
Bueno, familia, voy a compartirles un poquito de tabaco.
And the fire was lit, and then we had to wait for the fire to get hot enough. And then someone asked for help going to the market, so I went to the market with a couple of other people. And they got a load of food, and we took the food back. And then when the stones were hot enough, the stones were put into the ground with the food to cook in the oven. And then they served rapé, and also wachuma was served. So I won't talk about those at the moment, it's just about the temsicle. Yeah, and then we went in, and the stones were passed in one by one, not all of them, some of them, and put into the well, the hole in the centre. And then each stone was kind of blessed with a message, and then the water was passed in, and then the door was closed, and then I don't know what he likes to call himself, I'm going to say healer, put water on the stones to create steam. And there were a lot of people in there, maybe 20 or 30 in this tiny little space, and it gets very hot very quickly. And then yeah, the first one felt like a really long time. My face was really hot, so I was just trying to get my head on the floor, and I felt first of all like there wasn't enough space for me, but then these two ladies had kind of decided to look after me and made sure there was enough space. And I just felt this real kind of feeling of, I was telling myself, I'm going to stay here till the end, I'm strong enough to do this no matter what. And yeah, at the same time feeling very held by other people. So this is kind of strong, but you don't have to do it alone. The reason I wanted to stay in there to the end was because it's mind over matter. And not to prove anything other than that I have control of my own mind. I wasn't trying to be anything, just in control of myself, because so many other people have lived through this experience. So if I had to go out, then it's because I let my head tell me that. Obviously, if I'd felt like I really needed to leave, I would have gone out. But yeah, so then the doors opened, and then the same process happens again, and some people left. You can leave at that point if you want to. And then the doors closed again, and then that happens 4 times. So there are four doors. And I have no idea how long we're in there for. After the first one, the second time the door was closed, it felt like about 5 seconds. The first one felt like an eternity. And then they seem to feel shorter and shorter. And I think it's a mental thing again, you know that you can do it. So it just kind of, it feels shorter and shorter. and you get very sweaty. And then came out, and it felt really cold outside then when we came out. It was covered in mud because the ground's really wet. And the shower was cold, so I didn't want to have a shower. But then they take the food out of the pachamanca. And then bless the food again, and then everyone shares the food. And it was really lovely, like everyone shares everything, and it was such a magical experience after being here for like a day. Like there's something really special about being like traveling in this way. Like when I've traveled before and stayed in a hostel, it's really lovely that you see places and stuff, but to actually kind of like exist with people that live here and be completely immersed in their life and their culture, in anyone, like even in my home country, just to have that experience of, it's just such an incredible experience and a blessing, and such a special thing to see, you know, inside someone's life. If they let you in, it's for me it's just incredible. And yeah, so I'm feeling super grateful to be here at the moment. Really, really grateful. See what else happens. It's only day 1, day 2, I don't even know. So I have fed the cat, even though it might not sound like it. The dogs are also fed. The ducks and birds, and now I'm just off to feed a baby goat. Looking for somewhere to put her so she can eat some grass. So my first job is to put leaves around the bases of the plants on the earth. I'm not very green fingered, but this is something I think I can manage. I'm here to learn. Can't get a moment alone. Back in the garden today, weeding all of this. Not alone. Siempre con ayuda. No. I've discovered that yoga comes in handy for gardening. Malasana all morning, weeding. And yeah, there's something really special, I think, about being involved in the whole process of growing food, and it's something that I've never done but always wanted to do. So I'm super excited, but there's a lot of weeding to do. 2 hours in. We're gonna cover, because covering stops the weeds coming through and also keeps the moisture in, because it's really dry here. When it doesn't rain, it's really, really dry. So things I'm learning about growing things. I find it very interesting when you travel the world. I meet more people that don't have children. And in the UK, everyone always asks me, why don't you have children? And don't worry, it's not too late. And yeah, it's interesting. I've never felt the calling to have them. And someone here the other day told me that people who don't have children in this life, it's their last life as a human. And I really resonate with that. It's something I've felt in my soul for a long time. Already Wednesday. Time feels like it's flying by. And we just had breakfast. This morning we had fig leaf tea, which is good for your cycle. So much of my life I spent trying to fit into a man's world, controlling hormones and all sorts of things. And yeah, I'm kind of learning that I want to be free from all of that stuff now. And it's really liberating to be somewhere where people openly talk about cycles and and what it is to be a woman. So the dog keeps escaping. The dog keeps escaping. So today we've been trying to close the hole in the fence. The road is quite steep and it's at altitude and it's hot. It's actually really nice here because it's hot in the day and cold at night, but for that reason I haven't been doing my yoga in the morning because it's too cold at 6 before we start work. So I've changed my whole routine for this.